A DEXA scan is the most accurate body composition tool currently in the market to help you measure and track your fitness and health goals. In this video, we'll go over a real scan and walk you through the wealth of information that you will gain from your scan. On the first page, you'll notice this image of your entire body. This view is great for seeing your entire body and how your tissue composition is distributed in just one snapshot. You'll notice here three main shades: white being your bone, blue being your muscle and lean tissue, and yellow being your body fat. You can see on the sample scan that this gentleman has pretty much all muscle and bone with little yellow or fat to be seen. You'll notice that most of the yellow are to be in areas where fat accumulates, such as the android or abdominal area, gynoid or buttock area, and the thighs, as well as the armpit area and skin folds. On the bottom left-hand side, you'll see a numerical snapshot of your entire body, showing your weight in pounds, of your total mass here in blue, your fat mass here in red, and your lean mass here in green, as measured by the DEXA machine. Most importantly, you'll also notice your body fat percentage here in orange, which excludes your bone mass. In this patient, you can see that about 20.8% of this patient's body fat, 20.8% of the patient's body is made completely of fat alone. The next number here is the percentile, which is a number that compares your body fat to all others of the same gender and age as you. This male's body fat, for example, would put him heavier than 17% of all the other men out there at his age group, and lighter than 83% of the rest of the men. The next value here is the visceral adipose tissue, which is the fat inside the body which coats the inner organs. This fat is strongly correlated with metabolic diseases such as heart attack, stroke, diabetes, and cancer. Therefore, the lower this number is, the better. We look more into this on page 4. We'll also look at the android-gynoid ratio and the bone mineral density in future pages. In the box to the right, you will see a display of a breakdown of your body composition in pounds, differentiating between the weight of fat, muscle, and bone tissue in the arms, legs, trunk, as well as the android and gynoid ratios. In this section, both the right and left side of the body are combined in the calculation, but on page 7 you will find a more detailed and separated measure. The body fat percentage for each part of the body is also shown here in the leftmost row. Page 2 is dedicated to body fat percentage. On the right, in the blue, you can see the total percentage of body fat. In this individual, it is 20%. You'll notice that this value is slightly lower than the body fat percentage reported on page 1 because it does not include the bone weight in the calculation. The rest of the page and data here are here to help you compare your body fat percentage to understand how high or low it might be. Above the number here, you can see a set of reference ranges for women and men, and ranging from athletic to obese. On the bottom right is another set of reference ranges for different types of athletes. On the left is a percentile chart which helps to compare your body fat percentage to others of your gender and age. In this gentleman, he is approximately 70 years old, and so for his body fat percentage of 20 on the left here, he would be at approximately the 17th percentile. Below this chart is a BMI scale. The scale is here for your reference only. Remember that BMI is a rough and crude way to measure obesity. In many cases, the number reflected may not be accurate since it cannot differentiate between problematic fat tissue and healthy lean tissue. Page 3 focuses on the android-gynoid ratio. These are the two areas in the body where the bulk of your body fat are stored, but knowing the ratio between them can be helpful for better understanding your body's fitness. Just to scroll back here to the body image, android fat is the body fat located in the central and lower abdominal area and is associated with increased fat of the inner organs. The more of this type of fat you have, the more likely you are to have risk of metabolic diseases. Gynoid fat, on the other hand, is the fat that's located in the hips and the thighs, the upper thighs and the buttock areas. This fat is less dangerous for your health. Therefore, when looking at the android-gynoid ratio, you'd want your android fat amount to be less than your gynoid fat amount. The DEXA scan measures both of these areas for you, and this report gives you the ratio. If your android fat is less than your gynoid fat, your android-gynoid ratio will be below 1. Ideally, it should be less than 1 in males and less than 0.8 in females. In this individual, you can see that his ratio is 1.32, which is higher than desired. Page 4 focuses on the visceral adipose tissue, or VAT. This is the fat that coats your inner organs and is most associated with metabolic disease risk. While the android fat measures all the fat in the abdominal area, the VAT only measures the fat coating the inner organs of the region. You can see in this diagram on the left that the difference between the VAT, which is colored in pink, and the subcutaneous fat that is highlighted in blue. How is the VAT measured? The DEXA scan is able to quantify your VAT both in weight, or in grams, and how much space it takes up, or volume, in inches cubed. You can see that this patient has 1.3 grams of visceral fat and a volume of 42.07 inches cubed. How can you compare where you stand with these numbers, or make sense of these numbers? The science of VAT measurement is still in its early stages, as studies showing its importance in many different disease processes are just beginning. However, if you refer to the percentile on this chart, you will have a rough idea of where you stand. You can see that for this male patient, his VAT is almost non-existent. As it's below even the 10th percentile. Ideally for males, you would want to be under 500 in both weight and volume, and about half of that for females. So below around 250 or 225. If you'd like a more advanced measurement of VAT, you can divide your VAT in grams by your total body fat weight in grams to get your VAT to BF ratio. You can also find the reference ranges for this value on the chart at the bottom of the page. Page 5 and 6 give you a snapshot of your muscle and bone mass. Lean mass is crucial to your health as it includes all of the active and healthy soft tissue in your body that burns and uses energy. This is also the area of your body where you would like to see increase with any type of physical training and exercise. On the right here is your total measurement of lean mass in your body and compares it to your total mass. This individual's total weight is 141.7 pounds and their total lean mass is 107.7 pounds. Therefore, their total lean percentage is 76%, which is a quite high and good number. The higher your lean mass, the stronger and healthier your body will be in general. Knowing your total lean tissue mass can help you accurately estimate how much calories your body burns within a 24-hour period without much physical work, otherwise known as your resting metabolic rate. This is a good number to know to help you work towards your fitness goals depending on what they may be. If you're hoping to lose weight, for example, you should target having a calorie deficit below this number. If you're hoping to increase muscle and overall weight, you would perhaps consider doing the opposite. In this patient, you can see that the resting metabolic rate is about 1400 calories per day. It also shows you the calculation that's used to get this number. The next section reviews the health and strength of your bone in the form of bone mineral density, or BMD, which is measured in grams per centimeter cubed. You can see that for this patient, that number is 1.210 grams per centimeter cubed. The graph on the left here beautifully compares that number to where it should be based on your gender and age. You can see that this individual's BMD is in the green and where it should be. On the next page of the report is the Relative Skeletal Muscle Index, or RSMI. Your arms and legs do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to your daily activities. The RSMI helps quantify how much muscle you have in your arms and legs and compares it to your height. The higher your RSMI, the higher your ratio of muscle and the stronger you'll be. In this patient, the RSMI is 7.26, and here is the reference range. As you can see, this individual is right now just on the border of a normal RSMI, and so would benefit from additional muscle exercises of the arms and legs. The final page of the report shows symmetry of the right and left sides of the body. This is especially useful for those who are looking for balance in their right and left limbs for more targeted workouts and potentially for rehabilitation from injuries. The tables here break down the weight of lean mass and bone mass on the right and left sides of the body, as well as the differences between these. Starting with the arms, you can see that this gentleman has 12.6 grams of lean mass in both arms, with 6.9 grams of that being on the right arm and 5.7 on the left arm. 3.5 grams of fat mass on both sides, with 1.9 grams on the right side and 1.6 grams on the left side. With respect to bone, both arms together have a combined weight of 0.9, with 0.5 grams being on the right arm and 0.4 grams being on the left arm. And you can see the same thing is repeated for the legs and the trunk, and also for the entire body. The trunk covers the area between the arms and the legs. For a list of glossary and vocabulary terms, please refer to the last 2 pages of the report, which goes over a list of terms used in the report as well as their respective definitions. That concludes all the major information pertaining to your body on the report. Remember that the best way to track your progress is to have a repeat scan after your dietary and lifestyle changes, and that our software and your future reports will have specialized charts comparing your progress on repeat scans. We strongly recommend reviewing and speaking to your healthcare providers about your report We strongly recommend speaking to your healthcare providers about reviewing your report with you to ensure that the information contained here is well utilized to meeting your goals. Thank you for choosing DexaMe as your body composition provider. And if you have any questions or feedback about how the report is explained, please do not hesitate to contact us at fit@dexa.me or through our website at www.dexa.me.